As you now actually, you probably know that doing a course and getting started are totally different things. Once you get started, you realize there's so much things to consider. And by handling one particular case, we want to show you of the complexity of it. So we're going to go through it step by step and guide you through the things that you have to be aware of so that you can actually prepare yourself. And not only prepare yourself, but also how you can actually scale. These are very important things. So today we will guide you through. Basically, we made a layout for you to understand for fashion on what is it that the complexity means. So you have a niche store, so you only focused on fashion, only fashion products. They can be for women, can be for men, can be for babies, can be any category you want. And then on top of that, you have, opposite to that, you have a one product store. One single product that actually you will focus on. So what are the main differences? And these differences will also show you the complexity. So when you just look at the complexity itself, a niche store can have over 100 plus products, right? And one product store has just one. So these already, the work itself this is much more complex. But this complexity, if you have a good partner, it will actually help you enable to get much more sales. I think that's something that's very key. So the variance, what you have to consider. If you're a one product store, you probably have a few colors or a few sizes. So let's say you have 1 times 5. But if you're selling 20 or 100 SKUs, you have 100 times 5 sizes times 6 colors. That really adds up. So the variance is very difficult to make it very complex for you. Then managing your suppliers. Having to handle 20 plus suppliers. And these are Chinese suppliers, right? You maybe know the complexity of the communication itself. Getting the right answers, getting your message across. You have a vision of how you want to build your brand, how you want to build your store. And to be able to find a partner, and multiple partners in this case, that makes it quite complex. And with a one product store, you have one supplier. Then the quality control. How to make sure the quality is correct. When you buy a product, is the button on the right place? Is the size really the size for Western use, or is it more like an Asian size? So quality control this one is very difficult. This one is much easier. Then the seasons. If you have a niche store, very seasons are very high, big impact. One product store normally is very more season driven, so there's much lower impact of complexity. Packaging is also very complex. Because here, with one product, you know what you're packing. You can prepare for it. It's going to be one certain size, maybe multiple quantity, but it's going to be one product. Here, it can be mixing with a t-shirt, with the pants, with some socks. So it's not always a fixed size. So to consider that you have to repack or pack everything together and to make a bundle, to be able to have multiple suppliers delivering at the right time, to be able to receive them and make that into one order. That's something very important. And then after the customer service, something that takes a lot of time, because the order is placed, then you're not finished, right? The first questions come in, where's my order? I'm not happy with the product. There's a lot of things that you have to consider that a lot of people don't consider when they just buy and purchase. So the customer service is a lot of time, and this is much lower on time. So when you look at this sheet, this is why we want to show this. Because if you look at it, the one product store is much simpler. It's much simpler, but you have to redo this, right? A one product store is not endless. You will have to find the next winning product, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. It's a strategy, for sure. But if you talk about fashion, within fashion there's so many opportunities, it's so broad, that if you're able to tackle these complexities that we just mentioned here, you will be able to reach a much bigger scale and a much bigger sales, and also more stable. And I think that's very important. So you want to realize a stable sales. You want to realize that people who want to visit your store buy it again. With a one-product store, it's less likely that someone buys it again. They might refer to friends or family, but them buying it again is less likely. And then you have the branding. I mean, building the perfect store online with a logo, with packaging, it looks all fancy, but to really make that happen in reality, to have your product actually with a brand on it, to have the packaging in a bag that represents your brand, your logo, that's something that is very difficult to realize if you work with multiple suppliers, if you have different sizes, if you have different kind of packaging, you have to unpack and repack. So these are the things that definitely will make it more complex. The convenient thing, and why we also still think that fashion has a very big potential, is the convenience of shipping. We don't have to consider any battery or liquid or powder. Clothing is clothing, so it's quite convenient for shipping to be sent out without much trouble on the custom clearance, on the shipping itself. So the only thing you have to consider is, of course, not to sell any fake or branded products of international brands. That's something that, of course, you have to be aware of. But as long as you're building your own brand with unique product selection, it's fine. There should be no concern on that. So now you get an understanding of the complexity and how to actually overcome this. But how to scale this? How do you, once you decide this, because this is a lot of work, putting all the pictures in place, the product descriptions, it's not something you might think of or start from scratch. But we see many beginners building up a multi-brand store and then finding a winning product and convert it into one product store, which is definitely a good strategy. We do definitely recommend to do that. But if you want to build a multi-brand store, you can consider to do it into one category, one niche. So we're taking the fashion one, but it doesn't have to be fashion. You can replicate this for any kind of category, obviously. So the key thing in this is to drive traffic. I think you agree with me. To drive the traffic, find that one winning product that will attract the consumers to come and visit. Once you have them, you can promote the others, right? You can do the cross-selling on the actual page or at checkout. There are different options for you to actually make that selection and promote the products that you want to push. So you can make a bundle offer, you can, based on their, maybe some history data, on their age group, etc., etc. Then, using quality pictures and using influencers and really leveraging the social media part to be able to get that traffic and to show that you're high quality, that you're on top of it. High quality product, high quality brand. That look and feel, definitely very important. Don't just take the AliExpress picture and put it on your store. If you do many products, understand that that's the easy way. We do recommend it to try to make it your own. Spend time on the imaging. And last, spend time on your packaging. Because the offline experience, the physical experience of your consumer receiving the order at their doorstep and opening it up, that's an experience, right? It's like almost receiving a gift and you want to unwrap it and you want to get it. It's so exciting. I mean, I have two boys. Every time the delivery comes to our house, they're excited. They want to open it up, even if it's not even for them. So that excitement, I think, is still within every one of us. That we receive a parcel, oh yes, it's there. We want to open it. And say, oh wow, this looks really pretty. Wow, this is indeed a very great experience for me to receive this parcel. So that's something that we find is very important. And we've been able to overcome these complexities. And that is why also we want to make ourselves more known. I think in the past 2 years, we spent a lot of time and effort on building the system and the back end to actually facilitate your business and make it run smoother. To be able to make bundles, to be able to refund one item if your customer has bought 4, to be able to reship one particular item, not the whole order, to manage your suppliers, multiple suppliers with existing orders coming in on a daily basis, to give you that local experience where someone is actually telling you what's happening, what's really happening behind the scene with your order. Just make it as transparent as possible, and we try to do that in your language as much as possible. And these kind of things are crucial to overcome this complexity. And the great thing is, all the orders come to our warehouse first, to our Chinese warehouse. That means each order will first be shipped out from a supplier to our warehouse. That takes a little bit longer, and you have the delivery cost obviously to consider as well. But you actually know that the product has arrived in a warehouse of your partner, and you have a chance to combine products into one order, and you have the chance to put branding and have a centralized warehouse where we repack your products with the brand, with the logo, with the thank you note that you want to give and the experience you want to give to your customer. So all these things we take away to handle the multiple suppliers. We have a system where each single SKU, each color, each size has a different SKU number. It's a unique number for each size, each color. So that will differentiate the error rate, will reduce the error rate of wrong orders being shipped out. Quality control, we will do a physical check if actually the product is inside that we received is the same as what has been shipped out. So all these kind of things that make it sound very complex, and this is the easy way. I'm not saying it's easy, but much easier than running a multi-brand store or a niche brand store. We believe that we can help you, and we have multiple 6-7 figure sellers that we're already facilitating, and they're excited about our solution. It saves them a lot of trouble, not just only in the beginning in the managing of the orders, but also in the customer service. Less questions, less complaints, more happy consumers, higher rebuy. This is our vision. We want to empower dropshippers with their shipments from China. It sounds very simple, but you will see once you get started there's a lot of complexity, and we're using this channel to make it easier, more convenient, and more transparent for you, so that you can get an understanding what's happening after your order is placed. Really thank you for watching. Before you go, we have an amazing discount for you. If you send us on a chat on our website, HyperSKU.com, go there, go to the chat, and you write I love fashion, and I will make sure you will get a 10% discount on your first month of sales. So go online now, create an account, let our team know that you're interested. If you're going to be interested in selling fashion, leave the comment, I love fashion, and we are happy and excited to help you grow your business. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It gives you insight on the complexity behind the scenes on running a fashion store. In this case, it was all about fashion, but the complexity itself of running multiple products, having your own multi-brand store, very one relates to it as well. Please do subscribe to our channel. We're going to have plenty and plenty of content that we want to share with you to give you a better understanding of what's happening behind the scene. I'm going to take you on a journey into the warehouse. In the warehouse, you will actually see the whole supply chain, from receiving the goods to quality control, to the packing, to the sorting, and then also preparing it for the shipment. Please check it out, and I hope to see you on the next one.